This week, we're storming Mount Olympus on GTTV with exclusive new info on God of War 3. And joining me now is Ken, who's the art director of this masterpiece. You got all your concept art behind you here. Tell me about where you were trying to take God of War 3 on an art side.
There's three main points that we were trying to drive home. I think the first one is that Kratos is in the middle of this war between the Titans and the gods. The second one is scale. We wanted this game to be bigger than we've ever been able to do and that the player's ever seen before on the system. And the third one is Kratos.
Your son has returned.
Make him look as real as we can, as brutal as we can. That's where we wanted to start.
Have the blood spray on him.
Yeah, we got spraying blood and then the the deforming muscles and the highlights in the eyes, and the cinematic guys, the camera guys did an amazing job because there's so many times you lose Kratos if he's really small, especially with the scale of the game, and they're just constantly getting that camera right in there. I mean, sometimes it really feels like he's in your living room.
Take everything you thought you knew about the world of motorbike racing and flip it upside down. Then set it on fire. Meet Joe Danger, a thrill-seeking stuntman who smashes world records while playing to the crowd. Laugh in the face of danger as you tear through the most whacked-out tracks the sport has ever seen. You can even up the ante by freezing the game at any point to insert your own brand of mirthful mayhem. Fly solo and steal the spotlight, or invite your friends to share in the glory. Don't let the elegantly deranged course designs deceive you. This grand prize finalist from the Independent Games Festival packs an incredible punch.
Our God of War 3 adventure continues. I'm now here with Todd, who's the design lead on God of War 3. What was your inspiration from a design perspective on this game?
Well, we take a look at different games, we take a look at movies, and then obviously the first two, and kind of thinking, what have we done, what haven't we done, where can we take this, and then just breaking down those different components and making sure that we hit all of our high moments that we came up with.
Has this game changed any more than like God of War 1 or 2 in terms of the design?
Well, obviously the Titans, so that's the big one. And then using that tech throughout our level building process. Right. We didn't want to change it too much just because then I think it doesn't stay true to the franchise and the trilogy.
Now, you know that God of War games have a certain style of gameplay. I'm sure a lot of people will look at this game and they might say, well, how are they innovating in this game?
Well, taking the weapons, we're basically introducing new weapons and how the player can use them, and with the Titans, basically scale and scope of everything and ratcheting that up. Integrating puzzles more into actual story and the level, so it doesn't feel like, we need a puzzle here, let's hack it on.
Let's have a puzzle room, right?
Exactly. So, and we're making sure that doesn't feel hacked on or anything like that. So just trying to take everything and polish it to the nth degree.
11 gamers fight for the chance to kickstart a career as an official game tester for PlayStation. In an original series on the PlayStation Network, The Tester chronicles 8 weeks of cutthroat competition for this awesome opportunity. For a preview, head over to GameTrailers.com.
Face me, coward!
There's still more God of War 3 to come as we find out if this truly is the final chapter for Kratos. And Autobots roll out, a never-before-seen exclusive trailer for Transformers War for Cybertron.
Retribution finally comes to me.
vengeance is yours this week on GTTV. I am here giving you exclusive new details on God of War 3 with Stig, the game director. Now, Stig, God of War 3 is the end of the trilogy. It's long been known that this series was going to have 3 games in it. So is this really it for Kratos?
For the story that we're telling, this is it for Kratos. So he can always come back, but I think...
But little did people know he had that illegitimate son, right?
Right, exactly. No,
Mini Kratos.
I think we wrap things up, and there's not too much left to be told of this story. The story between Kratos and his strife with the gods, it's over with. Doesn't mean that there's not room left to make a game. You know, the other thing is I think that we have to really assess how important it is to come out with a new God of War game every couple of years, and if we're going to do that, how do we keep it fresh?
Exactly. No, you're right, because this is Kratos' arc, and there are other stories and other characters. And when you play some of the, this game and the boss battles, I mean, it will be fun to play as, some other characters in this universe as well, I think.
Yeah.
Kratos, your death will not be a gentle one.
We saw one shot of Kratos flying down with the hands of what looks to be Kronos, and it's, an amazing sequence that I got to play. And I mean, you guys, technically, it's just amazing what you're able to do.
The whole Gaius Poseidon sequence in the beginning of the game was tough. Kronos was even tougher, and one of the major reasons why is because that's the one we started with.
Oh, really?
He was the guy that was like a block man at one point, walking, and we were, kind of figuring out.
Because he's, what is it, as tall as like the Sears Tower or something like that?
He's actually, I think he's about 1,600 feet tall.
There is no escape.
Do you think that the scale is really, something that was only possible on PlayStation 3?
I think you saw in God of War 2 what the limits were. Right. You saw, we had Colossus in there and we had Atlas in there, and it wasn't quite the same. With the PlayStation 2, we were constantly fighting a battle of running out of memory. And that, I don't want to say it was non-existent on this project, but we had a much more complex memory system on it, and we still didn't have nearly as many of the problems. So things that you're talking about, like Kratos being able to manipulate enemies in different ways, and those require far more moves, more animations, enemies, kind of reacting differently. So this is, I could say without a doubt, is a PS3 game.
Our home, Cybertron, has never felt the wrath of war. It has never faced extermination. Until now. Megatron and his forces will destroy this world and spread their tyranny throughout the galaxy. We must stand against this army as one. Autobots, roll out!
Near the end of the game, there's going to be this one moment that I think everyone is going to be talking about after they play this game. People are going to have different experiences with it. It's like, it's so twisted that you came up with this. I don't want to spoil it, but it's something that, like, after I played it and a friend of mine that got a chance to play it early, we're talking about it, and you did something at the end, which I think is really, really cool. It's one of those kind of classic video game moments.
Yeah, and like you said, when we were talking about it offline, I can't believe it made it in.
We will triumph. In the end, there will be only chaos.
All right, Stig, well, thank you so much for all that.
Thank you.
Great new gameplay. Congratulations to you and the team. And all the God of War excitement doesn't end now on Spike, because on Monday, March 15th at 11:30, we are launching God of War 3 with God of War 3, The Last Titan Standing, a launch special right here on Spike you guys won't want to miss. And, of course, you can pick up the game exclusively for the PS3 on March the 16th. If you want to see all that exclusive new gameplay of God of War 3 right now, again in high definition, head on over to GameTrailers.com. For everyone at GT, I'm Jeff Keighley. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.